Did you know the YNW Melly release date hearing was just set by Judge Fein? It reads, a second bond hearing for Melly has been set for Tuesday, May 6th, 2025. Melly's attorney, Raven Liberty, will be presenting the argument for the rap star's bond, with Judge Martin Fein presiding. But a lawyer sitting inside court today wrote, Judge Fein looks to be seriously contemplating dismissal. He's mad, and the state continues to act like a penalty case is an annoyance. Not observing orders, not preparing for hearings. This resulted in Melly's lawyer giving reasons why he should be released from jail. They kept it simple and told the new judge that no firearm was ever found.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearm was used.
Okay.
Melly's lawyers also showed GPS and text evidence from when the crime went down, which shows he was running away down the street.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sack and Juvie? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're.
However, it was then announced, Judge Fein confirms Melly should be allowed a chance of a bond release till trial begins, stating he's been sitting in jail for several years without a conviction. It's just not right. But we then heard the judge announce Melly's ex-girlfriend, Mariah, was allowed to go home, as she posted a statement saying, and to my village, thank you. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine, as she didn't like how she was broadcasted on the news.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
But in a unique switch-up from how judges usually are, it was announced. Melly has to make an informed decision about who he wants as lawyers. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days, because Judge Fein actually wants this case to proceed and not keep getting delayed.
No, let me repeat myself. Mr. Demons has to make an informed decision about who he wants as lawyers. He's now been sitting in our jail for 2,159 days. So how long would you like to be able to make that decision?
I can't determine when the investigation will be over. That's up to the Broward Sheriff's Office, but I can, as I said, I'm just asking for a week. And then I'm asking for at least a day or two.
You can decide by tomorrow. I've also reserved all of tomorrow.
The judge couldn't believe how long he's been in jail with no verdict, as the judge said to the prosecutors to give their reasonings why he has to stay locked up or he will be released on bond. This is when the prosecutors unloaded against Melly with evidence, as they brought up the newly found motive that Melly had for the crime. According to an O-Block member, Melly wanted to make more money from the YNW business.
Did Vaughn really tell you that Melly told him that he was two friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument. And so, you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it. And so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Vaughn was mad at me. Bro, why you put up there, bro? What the bam? I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his two friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him. And so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
This was supposed to be a secret that Melly told King Von, but Von shared it before he passed away. But Melly's motivation stems from him and Bortlen doing concerts, selling merch, and brand deals to make money, while Sack Chaser and Juvie apparently didn't do much. And if you know how King Von was in street situations, you can guess the way he told Melly to handle it. And when you pair it to evidence of Melly admitting to the crime hours after it happened, it looks terrible for him.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
Also on Melly's phone was a video from someone's Facebook, which showed Bortlen and Melly being happy after Sack Chaser and Juvie passed only hours before.
Melly still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! No, still turned. regardless of what happened. You already know.
As this shows them having no sympathy for their fallen best friends. But we had investigators dig into the physical evidence of the crime, like the Jeep they were driving in, as we had Sergeant Williams reveal someone inside the car had to have done the crime.
How many rounds were inside of the car?
3. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that killed Christopher Thomas, where did that emanate from?
Driver's side back seat.
Okay.
My determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here. The at a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
With Williams admitting the suspects had to be in the back left seat, Juvie's mother revealed who was sitting there.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the victims in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.
This is when the prosecutors did the worst thing imaginable, as they're going to get Bortlen to snitch against Melly with their new tactic, as they want to do court with Melly and Bortlen at the same time.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. It's just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other. But that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
Because if Bortlen knows he had nothing to do with ending Sack Chaser and Juvie, he won't just sit there and accept the life sentence behind bars, making it likely Bortlen could point the finger Melly's way if it comes to it. Because you may not know that Melly's lawyer already tried pinning the crime against Bortlen in the first trial.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
As we even had a forensic scientist confirm the findings of powder on his hands, as she said.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained 0 particles characteristic of heart residue and two component particles. And the left hand contained 1 particle characteristic of heart residue and 1 2-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was heart residue present on the hands.
Bortlen didn't like this at all. Once this information came out, he tweeted out, "Mind games don't work on people like me," which he posted with a handshake emoji, as if he's accepting some sort of deal. But did you know Melly's financial issues are going to get worse? They found disturbing evidence in Mariah's iCloud account relating to Melly forcing her not to testify in the trial, which is known as witness tampering. This charge alone carries a life sentence in prison regardless if he took out Sack Chaser and Juvie.
Filing 6 new charges against Demmons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
Not to mention the tampering case would be its own case, meaning more lawyer fees for Melly. But with Mariah deeply involved in the case, Juvie's father investigated how Melly witness tampered with her.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
if found guilty, Melly will be sentenced to life inside prison for the witness tampering charges. And due to him tampering, that's the reason he hasn't been able to use a phone in jail, as his mother Jamie King spoke about it, saying it's not fair.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
With Melly unable to use the phones, they likely have evidence of him witness tampering that they'll show in court. Regardless of this, Jamie King spoke about how she feels heartbroken for her son because of all that he's had to go through.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
However, this is only the start of Melly's recent problems. Did you know it was announced? Melly's mom trends after she announces that she started a fans account while he stands trial. She appeared in an interview where she talked all about it.
Why did you decide to break the internet the other day? You're saying that you're YNW Melly's mom and you're about to hit fans.
Why not? You make money while you sleep, and I turned 40 this year. Why not do something crazy?
Did you start it yet, though?
What? My only? Yeah.
How much you made the first day? I just need to know the first day.
The first day was pretty epic. It was pretty epic.
Give me a ballpark figure.
Like 40-ish, 50.
One day?
Day one.
This took the internet by storm. Even DJ Academics had this to say.
So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's going to be starting her own. And I got to be honest with y'all, man. Like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
While DJ Academics claims it's not about money, social media would disagree. An interview came out with Melly's mother and brother as we hear his brother rip into Melly for spending his money in dumb ways.
I would assume
that
he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But
Yeah.
he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, there was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want to chain no more.
But it's likely she made the account to get her mind off Melly's trial, as he's had to check on her well-being multiple times before.